You remember the exact moment you finally got fed up, don't you? Maybe you were looking at a pair of shoes online, and for the next 3 weeks, those exact same shoes followed you across every single website you visited. Maybe you noticed your computer slowing down to a crawl just from opening a few tabs. Or maybe you just realized that Google knows more about your daily habits than your own family does. So, you looked for a way out. You looked for an escape hatch. You downloaded Brave browser, and immediately, you felt a sense of relief. Pages loaded faster, the ads disappeared. It felt incredibly safe. Right now, as you watch this video, over 100 million people are actively using Brave. They use it on their phones, their work laptops, their personal computers. They genuinely believe they have joined a rebellion against big tech. They think they are invisible. But I need you to listen to me very carefully. What if the rebellion was just a corporate mirage? What if the browser you trust with your bank accounts, your private messages, and your late-night searches has a deeply compromised past? Today, we are going to tear down the walls of the Brave empire. We are not talking about rumors. We are talking about hard, documented evidence, silent code injections, a massive cryptocurrency casino built on user attention, and a catastrophic privacy failure that actively ratted out users who thought they were hidden in the shadows. If you have Brave installed on your device right now, you are not as safe as you think you are. You didn't escape the surveillance machine. You just stepped into a different trap. To understand how dangerous this illusion really is, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to look at how this machine was actually built. In 2015, a man named Brendan Eich founded Brave. Brendan is not a nobody. He is an absolute titan in the tech world. He created JavaScript, the language that literally powers the modern internet. He was also the CEO of Mozilla, the company behind Firefox. When he launched Brave, his pitch was intoxicating. He stood up and boldly declared that the internet was fundamentally broken. He pointed the finger directly at Google and said, "Your business model is parasitic. Google makes billions by suffocating websites with heavy, invasive ads and harvesting your data." Brave's proposed solution sounded like a miracle. They were going to build a browser that violently blocks Google's entire ad ecosystem by default. But here is where the story stops being a fairy tale and starts becoming a corporate shakedown. Brave didn't just want to block ads for the goodness of their hearts. They needed to make money, hundreds of millions of dollars. So what was their master plan? They were going to block the ads that keep independent websites alive, and then dynamically inject their own ads over the empty spaces. Take a second to process how insane that actually is. Imagine you run an independent news website. You pay journalists, you pay for servers, you keep the lights on by running a few ads on your pages. Then, Brave steps in, they block your ads, starving you of the revenue you need to survive. But then, they turn around to the user and say, "Hey, do you want to see a Brave ad instead?" In April 2016, the publishing industry woke up to this reality. 17 major media organizations, including giants like the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal, banded together and sent Brave a massive legal warning. They didn't mince words. They called Brave's business model blatantly illegal. They accused Brave of stealing their hard-earned content simply to build a private advertising empire on top of it. Brave tried to play the victim. They claimed they were fixing the internet. But let's be brutally honest. They weren't trying to destroy the advertising machine. They just wanted to be the ones operating it. Now, you might be wondering, if Brave is blocking traditional ads, how exactly are they moving all this money around? Enter the blockchain. Brave couldn't just use standard dollars. They needed an ecosystem they controlled entirely, so they created their own cryptocurrency, the Basic Attention Token, BAT. The marketing pitch for BAT was beautifully disguised as user empowerment. They told you, your attention is valuable. Why should Google get all the money for it? If you opt in to see our special private Brave ads, we will pay you directly in BAT tokens. And then, you can use those tokens to tip your favorite creators. It sounds incredibly utopian, right? But the reality was a complete mess. In 2017, Brave held an initial coin offering to sell BAT to the public. They sold $35 million worth of tokens in less than 30 seconds. The media cheered. It looked like a massive victory for decentralized tech. But if you actually looked at the blockchain data, it was a nightmare. Almost the entire supply was instantly swallowed up by a handful of massive crypto whales. In fact, just 5 individual buyers walked away with half of all the tokens available. A system that was designed to democratize the internet was instantly monopolized by the ultra-rich, but the real betrayal happened a year later. In December 2018, a massive British YouTuber named Tom Scott made a terrifying discovery. He realized that Brave was using his personal name and his face inside their tipping ecosystem. Fans of Tom Scott, who used Brave, were cheerfully donating their hard-earned BAT tokens to him, thinking they were supporting his channel. There was just one catastrophic problem. Tom Scott never signed up for Brave. He never consented to have his image used. He didn't even have a crypto wallet. Brave was actively collecting money on his behalf without his permission. When Tom rightfully demanded that Brave return the money to his subscribers, the company gave a chilling response. They said they couldn't refund the users because the donations were anonymous. Think about the psychological manipulation here. A browser that markets itself purely on trust and transparency was acting like a digital toll booth, hoarding money meant for creators who didn't even want to be part of their casino. If you think a cryptocurrency scandal is bad, what happened next shattered the very core of why you installed Brave in the first place. Fast forward to June 2020. Users started noticing something incredibly strange happening when they typed into the URL address bar. Imagine you want to buy some cryptocurrency, you open Brave, and you type in standard addresses like Binance.com or Coinbase.com. You hit enter, expecting to go to the official website, but in a fraction of a second, before the page even loaded, Brave was silently hijacking your keystrokes. The browser was automatically injecting its own affiliate tracking codes into the URL. If you created an account on that website, Brave secretly collected a financial commission. They were quite literally tampering with your navigation, modifying your digital steering wheel while you were driving. For a browser that screams about privacy and stopping trackers, secretly embedding your own financial trackers into user URLs is a catastrophic breach of trust. When the internet caught them red-handed, the CEO brushed it off. He called it an error, a mistake, but code doesn't write itself. An affiliate link injection requires deliberate, intentional programming. But the final blow, the one that truly proved how vulnerable you are, happened in February 2021. Brave has a feature called Private Window with Tor. Tor is the gold standard for remaining anonymous online. It routes your traffic through multiple encrypted nodes. Dissidents, investigative journalists, and people living under oppressive dictatorships rely on Tor to stay alive. Brave integrated Tor to give users the ultimate privacy shield. Except, the shield was broken. Security researchers discovered a fatal flaw in Brave's code. When you used the Tor window to visit hidden, anonymous websites, Brave was leaking your DNS requests. This means that the browser was secretly taking the names of the deeply private websites you were visiting, bypassing the Tor network entirely, and sending those names completely unencrypted to your internet service provider. Let me translate that for you. A feature specifically engineered to hide you from the world was actively ratting out your exact browsing history to the network. It was a monumental failure in basic operational security. Brave patched the leak quickly, but in the world of cybersecurity, once trust is broken at that level, it cannot be rebuilt. So, where does this leave you? Here is the uncomfortable, unfiltered truth. Despite the affiliate link scams, despite the crypto casino failures, and despite the terrifying privacy leaks, people are going to keep using Brave. And the reason why is depressing. It is because the alternative, Google Chrome, is an absolute nightmare for personal data. People tolerate Brave's shady behavior because they are desperate for an internet that doesn't track their every single click. But you need to realize something today. By switching from Chrome to Brave, you didn't escape the system. You just replaced one master with another. Google tracks you to sell ad space to corporations. Brave tracks your attention to fuel its cryptocurrency and affiliate empire. If you truly want to disappear from the corporate radar, you cannot rely on an out-of-the-box commercial product that has its own cryptocurrency built into its DNA. It is time to initiate the Ghost Protocol. Step 1. Stop looking for a corporate savior. No mainstream browser that needs to make millions of dollars will ever protect you perfectly. If you want true, uncompromised privacy, you need to migrate to hardened, open-source tools. Browsers like LibreWolf or the Mullvad browser. These tools are stripped down to the bare metal. They do not have built-in cryptos. They do not have financial incentives to track your attention. Step 2. If you are absolutely forced to use Brave because of its speed, you must neutralize it immediately. Open your settings right now. Violently disable Brave rewards. Turn off the Brave crypto wallet. Disable all telemetry and crash reporting. Strip the browser of every single feature that allows it to talk to the mothership. Treat the browser like a hostile entity on your machine. Step 3. Understand that your browser is only a window. It doesn't matter what browser you use if your underlying network is exposed. If you are not routing your entire operating system through a strict zero-log VPN, your internet service provider still knows exactly who you are, where you live, and what you are looking at. The war for your personal data is never going to stop. Big tech wants to own your digital life, and the companies pretending to save you from big tech, they want to own it too. Subscribe to the channel. We have all the most interesting, and if you want to support me, links in the description.